Hisham Matar is with us now. Hisham Matar, your book, in a way, is a description of the whole life of Libya, even though it centres on the search for your father, who was kidnapped from Egypt. It was a beautiful country, and even under Gaddafi, it kind of worked. I mean, in the beginning, when you were a child.
It was a beautiful country, and it still is a beautiful country. Look, if we are to understand the present, you really have to look very closely at what the Gaddafi dictatorship did in Libya. It was very unique in the history of dictatorships, in the way that it infiltrated institutions, private life. And the present is formed by that experience. So it's very important for us to have long memories in moments of deep crisis like this.
And yet the Arab Spring, for which you had so much hope and were very much a prominent commentator and participant in, failed exactly the same in Libya as it did everywhere else. Why did the Arab Spring fail?
Look, our revolution was authentic. We weren't being indulgent. It was a response, a genuine response to a very brutal reality. And we glimpsed at that moment a genuine possibility of having a different kind of society.
And I could even hear in you an Egyptian speaker. They could say the same thing, a Syrian, an Iraqi.
Yeah, but I think judging the outcome of those eruptions by the brutal present is inconclusive. It's much more complicated than that.
But your book, The Return, which is a search for your father, which obviously in the end is fruitless, and which over years has almost driven you to thinking about taking your own life. At the end of it, you're back there in 2011. Are you without hope for Libya, or do you think actually what people are beginning to talk about in some way may work?
I am deeply worried and concerned and saddened by what's happening in Libya, but I'm not without hope. My hope comes from very material, real things. It's not an abstract hope. From the people that I know, from the desire that people have, a genuine desire.
People who are still there?
For a better future, of course, yeah, absolutely. But, you know, sentimentalizing the past and saying things like it was better, you know, why did you break it? Is to me a bit like a man who walks by a building that is burned down and says, you know, I much preferred it when it was burning. So, you know, the present is... But my book is about a lot of things. It's about this particular period, but it goes back, as you say, into the complex and rich history of the country.
Well, it is a beautiful insight into the country. But if you have any hope, where is it vested? This new unity government?
No, my hope is in the people. My hope is in the initiatives that people are doing in Benghazi and in Tripoli. The artists, the writers, the people who are working in schools and in universities. That's where my hope is.
Well, thank you very much, Hisham, for coming in. And The Return is the name of your book. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.